separation session. Separation session is when we look at what's going on in the collective for those lovers that are in a separation right now. Now, you can identify as a twin flame, as a soulmate, as a divine counterpart, however you want to do it, or just your person in separation. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a collective reading. It's going to deal with what is going on with the collective. If it's major awareness, then it is for you in this now moment. There is something in this read. It is timeless. So don't worry about time on this one. Just look for things that are for you, that are meant for you, and just take what resonates, leave the rest behind, because it's got a lot of stories in it. So, Spirit, what is the overall energy for the collective? And Spirit saying, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. For my love for you is as deep as the ocean. And so Spirit saying that you find that love within yourself. Look deep within yourself. Find the love within yourself, because as you find the love within yourself, you start to magnetize the love that is ready for you in this now moment, and you'll start attracting it back into you. And so let's see what else love wants to tell us today for those who are in the space of a separation. Now, I haven't done this in a while, so this is good for the week. So as long as you're, whenever you see it in your awareness, this is good for a week. Spirit, what are the energies that we have for the collective in separation? And so always look for this inside of my videos. These are recorded where I do most of my other ones live on TikTok. So let's see what we have here. Spirit, what else do we have for the collective in love? Get one more card. And remember, just reach out if you're looking for your own personal reading. And if you feel like having a donation, the QR codes are up on the screen. And so Spirit's saying that hey, we're giving you signs. Look for the signs, but you have to be present to see the signs. You have to be aware of it. You have to be open. Make sure you're open for those signs. And Spirit's also saying, just cherish whatever relationships that are in your space in this now moment. At any point, make sure you're cherishing what's there, what's available, what's ready for you in this now moment. And even if it's with your dog, if it's with your kids, something that is working within relationships. And Spirit's saying that your soul is getting ready to connect, right? Trust in the process. Make sure you're trusting the process. Make sure you're following the signs. Make sure you're healing. Make sure you're choosing the stuff in the right moment. And Spirit says the intensity of a true soul connection includes great highs and lows. And I'm going to put it over here, but more towards this side. And we'll explain why I put it towards what sides in a few seconds. But effectively in here, Spirit's saying that anytime there's a soul contract involved in a relationship, and most relationships have that, the deeper the contract is, the more intense it is. And so sometimes a karmic can feel as tightly wound as a divine counterpart, and it's very hard to tell the two apart because both are crazy intense. And so we're going to see what other energies love wants to tell us within this moment. So let's see what other cards we're going to get for those who are in separation from their person at this now moment. So Spirit, what's going on with those that are in separation? Let's see what we have. One, maybe some other ones. Too many, Spirit. I'm not going to do that many. Spirit, please clear the energy of the deck. Collective that's in separation, what do you want to give us? 1 to 2 cards at a time, please. Okay, Spirit. All right, that's good. All right, so let's see what we've got here. And so got quite a few things coming on here. Spirit saying release those material attachments. Stop worrying about money. Stop worrying about the cars, the Gucci bags. It's really time to go within. It's really time to really get in touch with yourself so that you can see those signs. Spirit saying that you have a soulmate that wants to come in for you, right? And how are you going to know the soulmate? Because this is going to be somebody who's going to do who's going to have a love language of active service. And what does that mean? This is a person that's going to want to do things for you, with you. They want to help you along your way. And that's how you're going to recognize this person. There's going to be a lot of magnetism for that. And that goes, and I'll probably put it here with the intents, right? And the signs. This is a very magnetic connection. And they're going to be reaching out to you very soon. So be open for it. So let's see what else Spirit wants to tell us within this connection. Let's see what other cards want to come up. Spirit, what else you want to tell us about what's going on within the space of love for that collective that is in separation right now? Okay. All right, so we got a few cards coming out here. So let's see what Spirit wants to tell us. And so Spirit's saying to us, be really careful about lies and deception. Make sure you're not stuck in confusion. Um, make sure that this person is not a player, right? Giving you all these strategic lies just to keep you stuck. Spirit's saying again, more confirmation. It's going to be signs and clues for you. There's going to be a realization about these lies. That's going to come up over here. Right? And these signs and clues, you're going to see that these lies are there. And Spirit's saying that you're missing this person, this player, but be careful because you're going to get those realizations about this player. And for many of you, you're going to be going on a date with a soulmate. And so for those of you who are wondering, what is my spread? How does my spread work? The middle here, this section, this is where you're at right here in the here and now. Above and below are things that are bridges to help you get to over here, which is where you want to manifest. You want that soulmate, you want that attraction, you want that date. All that's potentially manifesting over here. These are the energies you can get to. These are the energies back here, which I call the karmic energies, the hamster wheel of karma. These are what keeps you looping and keeps you stuck. So you have to be able to move from this place here all the way over here because these are dragging you back. These are wanting you to go forward. And so how do you do that? You follow the clues to what's here and here to help you move forward. And so with that, we're now going to ask our higher self, what is it that is blocking us, right? Because we understand how come we're not here already, right? What's stopping us from being into this place? And that's one of the things that you really, really got to look at, and you've got to decide, why? And so we're going to get our answer here from this deck. And so, Spirit, what are the major things that are keeping the collective stuck? This collective that's watching right now, and Spirit's saying, some of you are too passive. In other words, you're sitting in the background, you're waiting for things to find you. You got to take a little initiative. If man or woman, it doesn't matter who, if there's somebody you're interested in, let them know. Make it obvious. Don't make it too subtle because if you make it too subtle, they're going to miss it because they're still needing to look at signs and clues themselves. A lot of you are also working with eye candy, right? And who doesn't love eye candy, right? Those most beautiful people, those models, it doesn't matter what gender they are. But when Spirit says eye candy, there's nothing wrong with it, wanting an attractive person. That's okay, and that's just fine. But make sure that that's not all they have. Because if you're only looking at the beauty and they don't have beauty inwards, then that's where things go wrong because you're meant for a much deeper connection, not a trauma bond. And so for those of you who are looking at something that is surfacey, very surfacey, then what you want to do is you have to see what are you hiding from yourself too, because you're also being too surfacey with yourself. You're not truly in touch with yourself. So you have to get in touch with yourself a little bit more to understand why you're chasing this. And a lot of us chase this because we're afraid to get deep. We're afraid to be vulnerable. We're afraid to get into that relationship that's going to be a little bit deeper. It's going to require us to open up our hearts more. And so we create this loop. And then the last one is pent up anger. And why are you angry? Your pent up anger is there. Why? Because you are angry that you're stuck in this loop over and over and over again. You keep on picking the wrong person, and then you're angry because they dump you because it's surface. There's no real relationship there, and they leave. And then you're afraid to do anything, so you're passive because you're afraid to get hurt, and the cycle goes on and on and on. It's time to break the cycle. That's the hamster wheel of karma. And so let's get some advice from our higher selves. How do we break this in this now moment, right? So let's take a look at what is it that will allow us to get past these blocks that we're seeing right here. And let's see what's going to put us into that place of getting to that date, that soulmate, the one that's going to do things for us. Spirit, what do you want to tell us? Okay, one more card, Spirit, or are you just going to give us two? All right, only two. All right, Spirit's saying it's time for you to go within and rediscover yourself, right? And what does that mean? It means it's time to meditate. It's time to strip away all the lies that you've told about yourself, all the lies everybody else has told about you, and really understand who you are and what really motivates you. And once you start to do that, and how do you do that? You go in, you go within, you meditate. If you go to my channels, either on YouTube or on TikTok, you will find a meditation. It's about 12 minutes long. It's going to help you do it. No visualization required or anything. It's an easy entry point into meditation. Doesn't take a lot of time, but start doing it and start connecting to self. And Spirit's saying do this as a 30-day challenge. So don't just do it one day and quit. Do it for 30 days. And in 30 days, some insights are going to come to you. Sometimes it's a knowing. Sometimes it's Spirit will tell you directly. It all depends on your own experience. So that's your advice on the, how. So we know why, we know the how. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on the when, right? And that's the one that everybody cares about from point A to point B. They don't really care about, what's the, how do I have to get there? Because you don't want to get there. All you want to know is when's the ending of the story. And so the short answer is when you choose, right? Because healing is a choice. Getting yourself into the place where you're able to do that is a choice. You have to choose to do the meditation. You have to choose to discover yourself. You have to choose to heal. You have to choose to get off that hamster wheel. And so if you do, Spirit, what is the timing going to be? And remember, timing is fluid. Timing is based off of what is happening in the here and now, and that can change at any point. And so Spirit's saying for you, if you go do that 30-day challenge, if you do rediscover yourself, it's just around the corner, around the fall time. So it's not too far. We're coming towards the middle of the summer, and the fall is just around the corner. So for all of you here, choose to heal, choose to feel, choose to get off that karmic hamster wheel, and choose to find that love that you truly want. But it's a choice. For those of you looking for your own personal reading, make sure that you do contact me, silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. It's the best way to get to me, or send me a DM. I don't look at the DMs as much as I do the email. And with that, have a great day, and I will see you at the next live. Have a great